Hello everyone. I hope you are all well. I just wanted to take a little bit of time to help spread some knowledge I have been learning in my studies this semester. For part of our final project, I'm required to create an educational media piece, and what better place than here? My educational channel. I appreciate all the support given to me by everyone around me. I love to keep creating, so let's get to it. Today we're going to talk about streams, or rivers, or creeks. The difference is a discussion for another time. Today we're specifically talking about E. coli in streams. That's right, the food poisoning bacteria. However, there are some E. coli that are beneficial to our digestion, but in streams we are worried about the kind that causes food poisoning. So our case today is the Duck Creek watershed in the Quad Cities, the Iowa side. This stream is interesting with a near 50-50 split of rural to urban land. There's roughly 22,700 acres of rural watershed in the upper Duck Creek watershed, labeled with a U, and 18,200 acres in the developed urban lower Duck Creek watershed, stretching directly a rough 11 miles from start to the outlet in the Mississippi River. So from the beginning of the upper Duck Creek to the lower Duck Creek. Now there are some concerns with rural watersheds and their runoff from animals, such as feces, manure, other animal byproducts. And they are one of the main contributors from E. coli in streams. We can see from the Model My Watershed graphs that show the watershed has 23,500 pigs alone present in the watershed. If we assume that most swine manure is applied on the 45% of the watershed that is crops, which is a very common agricultural practice in Iowa, then there could likely be fair amounts of manure runoff. This runoff would have a higher chance to transmit E. coli into the Duck Creek watershed. Now, this is a photo from the Iowa DNR of their data put into their Duck Creek plan showing the counts of E. coli from 2003 to 2008. And that red line is showing the swimming dosage, or the amount of colonies of E. coli per 100 milliliters of a sample that's considered safe for swimming. As you can see, from 2003 to 2008, it is considered unsafe to swim for most of the time. Now, why is swimming in E. coli waters bad? Well, let's say you swim and you don't shower immediately, or you touch some food and then eat that food. You're now contaminating something that you're putting into your system, which could give you food poisoning through E. coli. Now, the transmission of E. coli in the lower Duck Creek urban watershed has the probability of E. coli transmission to the Duck Creek watershed is most likely from pet waste, or in some case human sewage. So essentially, that it's more common for the transmission of E. coli into the stream in urban areas to be from non-agricultural practices, because there's not as many agricultural practices there. So a lot of times it's from pet waste, and in some places there's leaks from human sewage. Not necessarily in the Duck Creek watershed, but just for example. Some of this is possible and from things like a flood event or heavy seepage events or something along those lines, which you can see in 2008, where there was large flooding in Iowa, and the E. coli counts increase. We might assume that a flood in this scenario, that water gets in and out of where it isn't normally, pulling more waste with more E. coli into the streams, such as Duck Creek. So bacterial counts can be a real concern. So make sure you check the counts in the lake or areas you plan on swimming in. A great place to check is the Army Corps of Engineers, and they monitor bacterial accounts and ensure that the place is safe for swimming, and will recommend that you don't if it isn't. Some of the things you can do to help decrease E. coli concentrations in your watersheds is to pick up after your pets. Make sure their waste isn't available for runoff. And if your family has a farm, encourage them to follow safe manure application practices. For instance, don't apply right before it rains. You don't want all those nutrients and E. coli running off from the fields. And so with all of that, please ask me any questions or have any comments, put it in the comments below. I might not get to them right away, but I hope to. I also don't promise every detail is correct in all of my videos, but I'm trying to improve, so have some patience with me, please. But I appreciate you watching today, everyone. So thank you, keep growing, and remember to swim responsibly.